traveling from the equator to the Yucatan to the mid-Atlantic, riding the Gulf Stream from Cuba to the Carolinas. Thousands of miles traveled, and yet somehow, some way, the right captains know where to cross paths with pelagics. Is this feat more impressive when it's the beloved billfish or the torpedo with teeth? What's for certain is these world travelers have reached their next destination, us.
Oh God, he just ate it as I put it out. Awesome. On the strip, on the planer, baby. Hello, that's the right one. There you go. Sweet! Wahoo! Nice! There he is. Nice job, brother. Oh, there it is. Dang, what a bite. He just ate it. He was on it. Woo! Awesome.
There are two sides to every fishing story, and this season we tell both. In this blue frontier, gamefish species vary widely in their movements. Some have small home ranges. Others reside on reefs. And then there are the pelagics, open ocean dwellers that cover wide swaths of earth and move in thousands of feet of water. Florida is one of those places where you can go offshore fishing without going into debt with the fuel dock. There are two locations in particular that are prime launch points for chasing pelagics. The first stop, New Smyrna Beach, the low-key, low-rise beach town due east of Orlando that was founded in 1887. Population 33,000.
New Smyrna is a really cool town. I mean, I grew up looking across the inlet at it, but then as I got older and started working on different boats and things, came down in this area, and there's lots of guides, there's lots of backwater guides that can take you out if the weather's not conducive for going offshore. And then our fishing out of Ponce Inlet in general, just as our main port of call, we kind of split off, go each way. You know, we have a pretty good 30 miles worth of bottom that you can bottom fish. You know, we have some inshore artificial stuff that the Port Authority system put out, some lot of artificial wrecks, big ships that they've sank, and then just a lot of live bottom, anywhere from 40 miles out in a big arc all the way down south. Not to mention, this day and age, you get a good chance of seeing a rocket launch.
Ponce Inlet is the local gateway to the Atlantic, and the Gulf Stream comes within 15 miles of New Smyrna Beach. This opens up myriad possibilities for pelagics, including Wahoo. The crew rigs up skirted ballyhoo, which will be set out in a mixed spread.
About 35 miles out here off to the northeast. If you want to draw a straight line to shore, you'd probably be off Matanzas, Palm Coast area. Gonna work some of this live bottom that we got here on the 21 fathom. Small ledges and stuff. Just getting up to the reef here now, get everything set out before we kind of get on top of the number here. See who wants to wake up and play today.
Small kingfish are in the mix. And one thing Wahoo love more than skirted ballyhoo is small kingfish.
Great job, awesome.
On the strip, on the planer, baby.
Yeah, I just got smoked here on the short rigger. Just got another bite here on the short rigger here, smoke and drag. That's good when you don't get half the baits out yet and you're already getting bit. Had a bite on that earlier. I was just getting ready to crank it in to check the ballyhoo, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, there he is. Nice wahoo, nice wahoo. Get the gaff.
Look at that, girl.
Sweet.
Woo! Wahoo!
Nice. Good work. Pretty work, Grayson. Awesome.
Good job, Grayson.
I mean, it's great fishing. You can't ask for anything better than that, especially, you know, right off the bat, you got one out of the way, you're like, all right, cool, pressure's off.
Grayson, is this your first Wahoo? Mm-hmm. You fight hard? Fantastic job.
After the break, there are no breaks for our anglers.
Oh, there it is. God dang, what a bite. Another fish. Who's on it?
Found in tropical and warm temperate waters worldwide, the wahoo is a prized catch throughout its range, from the Gulf to the Caribbean to the Atlantic. Little is known about their migrations, only that these steel blue assassins can cover great distances. One tagged wahoo was found to have traveled 1,700 miles in a little over 6 months. The daily limit of 2 per day in federal waters, as well as state waters off Florida, reflects the importance of wahoo as a recreational target.
You gotta really pick and choose your days this time of year. You get a front come through, and it's usually right before another front. You got a couple little days there where things can happen. Everybody had said that the bait was really thick in that area. Usually that means there's gonna be a lot of predator fish in that area. Ooh, planer bite. Just had another bite on the long rigger, on the right rigger. Oh, there it is. God dang, what a bite. Wow. Here you go. He's hooked.
All right. Come to that again.
All right. There's that 6 flyers that just kind of flew out with him when he bit. Wow.
This is a good eating size here too for the smoker. Perfect.
Sure enough, as soon as you got on the main live bottom there, it was, here they came. Get reset, get everything back out. All right, everybody good? All right, and I'd start making that drift back over that, you know, start trolling back over those numbers again, right on the main part of the reef, and boom, boom, here we go. And you're like, that's when you know it's real good. And you usually try to stay on something like that. Oh, God, he just ate it as I put it out. Another fish, who's on it? Just out the way.
Holy smokes, are you a lucky angler?
She did a great job as an angler, stand up fighting the fish. I mean, fish came in there so fast, it was crazy. I was just getting ready to put the bait in the rigger clip, and it I always saw this big black come across and just pile on it at 100 miles an hour.
Woo! What do you think, Cap? 25, 30?
We had some great luck on the Wahoo. We caught a 25-pound Wahoo on a skirted ballyhoo with mono leader, which there's luck there for sure. And then a little bit later, we had caught a 35-pound Wahoo, and those were the first two Wahoo that Grayson ever caught. It was her 13th birthday. Those are kind of special moments as a captain and a mate that you really enjoy.
Up next, we pack up and head south to a place where offshore isn't so far off. Big game species within sight of land. Our pelagic parade continues in Palm Beach, Florida, situated on a barrier island flanked by the Intercoastal Waterway and the Atlantic. It's an upscale enclave where the high-rises look down on million-dollar sport fishers and supersized center consoles. New Smyrna Beach and Palm Beach are 200 miles apart. That's a stroll down the block for a pelagic like an Atlantic sailfish, which moves at breakneck speeds as it travels. And in Palm Beach, they get pretty close to the palms and beaches.
Here in Palm Beach, the breakers, there's a little point of land that sticks out, and it's probably the closest spot the Gulf Stream comes to the East Coast. So our fishing is very, very close to the beach. I mean, sometimes we'll catch sailfish 100 yards outside of the inlet. So it's a really short run, multiple species from tunas, dolphins, wahoos, kings, sails, everything's kind of in the same area at that drop off. Once we get to 100 feet of water, it drops off very quickly. They call it Sailfish Alley. Is really only about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile wide, so it condenses the fish into a pretty small area.
It's February in South Florida. The sails, which were off the Carolinas in fall, are now here.
A really helpful thing when kite fishing, a lot of guys try and let the bait out at the same time that they're letting the clip out. Sometimes it's real tough. You'll pop the bait out of the clip. I like to let the whole kite out and get it in position, then put the bait on, throw the bait out away from the boat, and then wind the bait till he's underneath the clip, and not have to deal with the boat drifting over the bait popping it out. It is way more efficient when you're fishing by yourself.
Sails often hunt in packs, using their dorsal fins to herd bait fish like ballyhoo, goggle eyes, and small bonito into tight schools before launching their attacks. The bills slash the bait schools, then they circle back to eat the victims.
Hello, that's the right one. Buddy, where are your friends?
When I grab the leader. All right, first one's the hardest one.
Yep.
See if we can get a couple more. There he is. Sail.
Well,
Got one on the kite. Finally a kite bite. That's the nice thing with these reels. You can go really quick with these high-speed reels. You can really gain a lot of line quick. See if we can get some jumps right here, maybe. We're getting out a little bit deeper here. When we hooked this one, we were in 145. Most of the sharks tend to stay in that 120-foot range. So I'm not seeing anybody behind him. Keep going ahead a little bit, Mark.
Yeah.
Just one motor in gear?
Yep.
There you go. All right, there he goes. No shark sightings on that one, so that one's looking good to get away safely.
Our financial report says sales are up. We wouldn't expect any less in glitzy Palm Beach.
Looks like a nice day. Good conditions, a little bit of north wind, nice and cool out. So I got 3 baits out before I even start messing with the kite. A lot of times when fishing's good, you're just getting bite after bite on the flat line. A lot of the fish on a day like today with the north wind, and we'll get a little bit of a swell, will be swimming into the current, so they're coming down sea. So a lot of times you'll get bites on the flat lines, and as the fish come past the boat, you'll get bites on the kite. But when it's really good and it's cool out and we get a little bit of a groundswell, a lot of the fish are moving from the north to the south. So in that setup, the flat lines always go off first.
Sailfish can swim 100 yards in just over 4 seconds, and their aerial displays are tremendous, especially in slow motion.
Got a sail on within 20 seconds of throwing the first bait in the water. We're gonna follow them a little bit here because we've had a few issues with some sharks. It's always better to get on the fish a little bit quicker. Follow them with the boat a little bit. There he is.
Wow, what a show.
Super fun catching these guys on little spinning rods too.
That didn't take long, huh? Keep coming.
There you go, you're good. You're good. Coming to the back. Got the leader on the spool.
Got the leader on,
so.
I'll get as close as I can and give him a good cut loose. All right, thanks for the show. All right.
Bingo. All right, let's
Nice
catch
job,
another
brother.
one.
A lot of fun.
That was a good jumper.
From here, sailfish will spend the late winter and spring feeding around the Yucatan Peninsula.
Feels like the right one.
Yeah.
Coming up to the surface. I'm assuming it's going to be a sail.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a hand and back up a little bit. Here, the fish is staying up on the surface, heading straight offshore. It's clear of the 3 kite baits.
There he is up on top again. We're good, looking good. Oh, nice blue sail, look at that.
Gorgeous.
Lit up.
Go ahead and I'll let him go for you.
Yeah. Nice color.
Beautiful. Nice job, buddy.
Thousands of miles across, and multiple miles deep, traveling across borders and through time zones. To intercept a pelagic in this vastness seems like an impossibility. Sure, these species are world travelers, but if you're lucky and the wind, weather, current, and conditions cooperate, the world comes to you.